So a big thank you here to Kath Bishop, who has been joining us for the last few races of this afternoon session. So huge thank you to Kath, and a big welcome to Greg Searle, my World Rowing commentary counterpart. We're back again, Greg, here on the live airwaves of Henley Royal Regatta. We had such a good time last year. Delighted to be back with you. Yeah, Camilla, it's wonderful to be back here at Henley. It's been a fantastic day so far on this Tuesday. And yeah, we've still got an hour and a half more action to bring everyone. Well, you're joining us for a cracking race here. This is a heat of the Prince of Wales Challenge Cup. We're looking at Hollandia Roeiclub of the Netherlands and Reading University on the near side here. Go. On the Buckinghamshire station. Get ready, please. Yeah, this Reading University crew coached by Will Rand. It's a really good sculling program. We know that. Here they are waiting on the start. See the crew from the Netherlands there on that far side. Good moments. It's a lot calmer up here on the start now. Go! Yeah, wind dying down into the early evening here, and it will allow for flat water for these Prince of Wales quads to get underway. And I've been really looking forward to this matchup. This is a really slick outfit here for the Hollandia Roeiclub. Lucas Keitzer in the bow seat making the calls there as they go head-to-head with Reading University, who I just heard there, I think have been warned for their steering. Yeah, a little warning for Reading. It's quite easy to wander off the island. As we see, they're a long way off the station. This is Buckinghamshire station, right out in the middle. The umpire's warning Hollandia as well. So there wouldn't be a disqualification if there was a problem now. We need both crews to return to their station. That was a huge call there from the umpire. We'll see who that is in just a second, but that was quite the shout for Hollandia, who continue to be warned and warned. And what would you be thinking if you were in that crew there, Greg? It's pretty strong words, isn't it? And that Hollandia crew look like they're still towards the middle of the station. You can see now they've made the adjustment. That's what the umpire wants to see, a change in direction, that they are responding to that call. I think they've done it now. We can hear the umpires going a bit quieter, and they haven't lost anything by that, certainly. And Reading looking now, what, 3/4 of a length behind. Yeah, this is a really quick-moving crew through the catch, actually, looking at those close-up pictures of the Hollandia Roeiclub. This is the Dutch under-23s that they brought over to this Henley Royal Regatta, and the Dutch actually with 2 quads in the Prince of Wales that look set to be finalist contenders, perhaps weekend contenders. We've got Skull on the other side of the draw, so this is the first we're seeing of Hollandia Roeiclub in this event. Yeah, and like you said, Camilla, really smooth-looking catches in that crew from the Netherlands. If you look at these blades on the Reading crew, they were just going slightly deeper, the water coming slightly further up the blades, as we see just how smooth this crew from the Netherlands look, still moving really nicely together, good high stroke rate, keeping it ticking along into what's now becoming a gentle headwind rather than the strong headwind we had through the middle of the day. Yeah, it's looking much calmer out here on the Thames for these 2 quadruple sculls, and the Dutch crew on the right-hand side of your picture, they are just sticking at that distance that they've managed to build on Reading University on the left-hand side of your picture. But look, just another slight drift here, and you really don't want to be warned by the umpire too many times. You don't want to be in the bad books, Greg. Yeah, things have changed here at Henley Royal Regatta now. The umpires will force you back to your station. However far you might be ahead of the other crew, it's not acceptable to start drifting across the course and trying to send that dirty water down onto your opposition. As we see Hollandia here, 35 strokes a minute, looking very solid now on this station. We see the Berkshire station on this side of the camera coming towards us at the Forley halfway mark. Yeah, lovely blade work. We've already talked about that for the Dutch here on the near side. And going through this crew, Lucas Keitzer in the bow seat making those calls. Started rowing in Groningen and moved to Amsterdam last year, rowed at Neerausch, one of those very top university programs that they've got in the Netherlands, and a multiple representer at international level for the Netherlands. We've then got Jelle Bakker in the 2 seats, also rows in Groningen as well, and switched from Neerausch to Achier. So in those bows, 2 Neerausch individuals. And then Eric Tallens in the 3 seat and Wietse Marau in the stroke seat. You can see they're just big exhale as they get into that chunky rhythm through the centre stages. Well, Camilla, these students that we see rowing within that Netherlands programme, A lot of the programs there are run within the university setup. Neras, as you say, up against the Reading University students, which, as we said, really specialise in sculling, draw in talent who want to improve their sculling under the leadership of Will Rand on that nice stretch of the river, very close to here at Reading. And yeah, they're sculling well, but they find themselves up against a very strong crew from the Netherlands.
Yeah, this Reading University crew, you can see here, Josh Lyon in the bow seat furthest away from us, Jacob Parrington, Lewis Powell and Solomon Hewitt, the newcomer into this crew in the stroke seat. 3 of these athletes raced in the final of the Prince of Wales last year, and it just goes to show you the quality of this Dutch crew, that it looks like Reading could be going out on day 1 at this point.
Yeah, they won't feel happy with this draw. It's pretty tough for these Reading students coming up against Hollandia there, where we see in the 2 seat, that's Jacob Parrington having a look over his shoulder. They're at 36 strokes a minute. They'll want to try and respond. They'll want to try and come back. But each time they do, they just seem to be catching a little bit of water and not really quite able to make a big move now.
Yeah, the British University champions will be disappointed from this boat category in the quadruple sculls. They're so well known for it, like you said already. Will Rand always produces great sculling crews, but look at this from the Hollandia Roeiclub, the Dutch under-23s, who are just still settling, I think, really.
Yeah, they look very calm and relaxed in this group from Netherlands. They're still up 34 strokes a minute, still keeping it ticking along, handling what looks like quite bumpy conditions now really very well.
Yeah, and I think the wind in this latter part of the course is somewhat bouncier than the start half of the course, but lots of skill here in this Dutch crew to handle that. Vita Moran, we've already talked about, he's in that stroke seat closest to the camera. He actually rode the Diamonds last year, which is the elite single sculls, as an under-23, and I think being able to handle these conditions in a single, that's your best bet to put that person at the front of the boat, Greg, as you'll know, having rode the single, right? To get that rhythm and to get that control. Yeah, that rhythm, control, and the relaxation as well. And I think we see that from so many of the Netherlands crews, how they're able to handle that difficult water, how they're flexible, they're adaptable, they're very good at rowing. They're very good at sculling. They're not just big, strong men and women, but they can move with the water. They can keep things going and keep attached and connected to the water, even when the water is moving and it's not quite where you want to find it. Yeah, you can just see their Reading University Boat Club, their backs, they're trailing in this heat of the Prince of Wales Challenge Cup, and lots of looks over the shoulder there for Josh Lyon in the bow seat, but as they try and get the rating up, the boat's just bouncing up and down. It's really difficult to get that rating up. It is difficult to get that rating up. To see Hollandia coming across to take that win ahead of Reading. It was about 1 length in the Prince of Wales Challenge Cup there. Yeah, really closed the gap there for Reading, but I think that the Hollandia Roeiclub sort of wound down, and they will have won that heat of the Prince of Wales, and we'll see them again matching up in the later rounds.